You're now listening to All Hogs Sports, covering all Arkansas Razorback sports, such as football, basketball, baseball, and much more. Now, here's your host for today's show, Sam Stimson.
Now on Saturday, Arkansas extended the winning streak to 4 games with an overtime win against Texas A&M at home. Arkansas played the final overtime without J.D. Notae, but still got away with the win. Now in this one, I predicted a final score of 76-73, and with Amude's dunk at the end, the final score was exactly that. I thought that was kind of cool. I predicted that. But yeah, Arkansas had an incredible ending to this game in overtime. Amude had a poster slam in the last few seconds to really secure the win for Arkansas. It should have been an and one, but it wasn't called. And additionally, with Amude playing good in conference play, a huge reason why Arkansas has gone on this run of winning a lot of games is because of Jalen Williams. I mean, this guy's just elevating his draft stock to super high levels. He's playing 30 minutes a game in total this season. Last 4 games, though, all wins for Arkansas. And the one against Texas A&M, Jalen Williams had 14 points, 11 rebounds. South Carolina, he had 19 points, a career high, and then had 9 rebounds. Another double-double, 11 and 13. Another double-double, 13 and 10. And then in the road loss to Texas A&M, Arkansas lost by 5. He had 10 points and 11 rebounds. Against Vanderbilt, he had 10 rebounds. He's not had a game with less than 9 rebounds since Mississippi State, which was last year in 2021. The way Jalen Williams is playing right now is exceptionally well for a center and for any player. He's playing like a all-conference type player. He's the SEC player of the week. He had averaging 3.2 assists per game for being a center. He had 3 blocks against Texas A&M, 3 assists. He had 6 steals. He's averaging 1.5 steals per game. I mean, the basketball IQ that Jalen Williams is playing at right now is insane. He's put this team on his back in multiple times to get the win for Arkansas, and I think part of the reason Arkansas is winning so much is because of his gameplay along with J.D. Notae's. Now, Notae shot 6 out of 21, which I know is a little lower for splits, 2 for 10 from 3. He had 17 points in this one, though I went to the free throw line 3 times. He actually fouled that before overtime, and I know his shooting day was kind of off, but it was rough to have him not in overtime and still pull out the dub. Was exceptional there. The thing is with JD, he's always going to be a volume shooter. Sometimes the shots fall, sometimes they don't. Now, Arkansas shot 35% from 3, 7 out of 20. That's not like an exceptional number, but not bad. 21 out of 25 from the line is pretty good. Texas A&M shot 19 out of 20 from the line. So both teams went to the line a good amount and made their opportunities count. But yeah, JD has been getting in some foul trouble the last few games. I think it's because he's one of the primary guards on defense like last season, having Jalen Tate to lock up their top guy without fouling out. Last 3 games, you look at J.D. Notae's foul splits, fouled out with 5 against A&M, South Carolina 4, LSU 4, and he fouled out against Hofstra, I think, earlier this season too. The thing is with J.D., he's one of the most ferocious guards when it comes to offense, 18.6 points per game, but on defense, he's always going to bring that too. So, fouling out and getting to foul trouble is not that shocking considering he's going to take a lot of, time as the on-ball defender for Arkansas. Now, Likes got 10 minutes of playing time in this one and looked some of the worst basketball I think we've seen this season. He was 3 for 6 from the free throw line, which is, usually a lot worse than he does. He's normally almost a guaranteed there. He was 1 for 3 from the floor and had 3 turnovers. And I feel like a lot of fans have been debating, Kalen Robinson versus Chris Likes. I think it's a tough call. I kind of always seem to side with Musselman and give coaches the benefit of the doubt. But with the way Chris Likes is playing recently, I definitely think there's a valid conversation of could Kalen Robinson play better than this? But Musselman is putting it back out there, which makes me believe that Musselman thinks it's a slump. And he wants to work Likes out of that. We'll see throughout the season as there's a lot of games left in conference play. But, the way that Likes has been playing recently has not been the best for him getting that much playing time and possibly Robinson gaining some. Now, Arkansas's rotation has been kind of short. You've had Williams, Wade, Tony, Mude, and JD start all these games with Kamani out, and then Davis off the bench has been nice. Likes additionally came off the bench. But when Kamani gets back, I think it'll go into 8-man. There's still kind of waiting to see if you either have Likes or Robinson, Kalen Robinson that is. But yeah, I do expect Arkansas to go 8-man there in their rotation when he gets back. Now, Arkansas is winning a lot of games. This is their 4th win in a row. And they're finding themselves either in that last 4 out spot in a lot of bracketologies or the last 4 in spot. So, having Arkansas be in this position to make the NCAA tournament and keep on winning is huge. Overall, Arkansas shot 38% as a whole and still found a way to win this game. JD having a bit of an off game as a volume shooter, 2 for 10 from 3. And Arkansas shot 23s as a team, and Arkansas finding a way to win there, and him fouling out additionally. I think the main thing from this, though, is Jalen Williams will elevate this team's level of play. 4 for 8 from 2, 1 for 2 from 3, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks, 6 steals. Find me another center in the country that affects winning as a MVP that Jalen Williams does. There's a lot up there like Walker Kessler and a couple other guys who are really good too. But I think Williams is definitely in the conversation for the best centers in America right now. And as he plays at this level, Arkansas is going to continue to win games. That's just how it's going to be. Jalen Williams has found ways to affect the game other than scoring, and now he's scoring. He's making all his open shots. There's a reason that he's getting some attention, from the guys who track the NBA draft and stuff, because, conversations could be heating up for Williams, but he's been fantastic for Arkansas. Tony and Amude have also stepped it up. Huge props to them. They've been playing a lot better on offense and defense, and have kind of found their role with the team. 4 double-digit scorers who started Williams, Note, Tony, and Amude is huge for Arkansas. Compared to Texas A&M, looking at the defense there, Texas A&M didn't have a single double-digit scorer who started. Wade Taylor ended up putting 25 points up off the bench, and Quentin Jackson had 13 for them. Arkansas did a really good job of forcing turnovers on Marcus Williams. He had 8 there, and then Wade Taylor ended up having 4. Arkansas forcing 19 turnovers on 24%. Was a great stat there. Overall, though, solid win for Arkansas to keep the momentum moving. And again, I think this kind of pushes us over Texas A&M and a lot of those bracketologist brackets. Now, Arkansas's next game is
versus
the Ole Miss Rebels on the road at Ole Miss. Now, Arkansas goes into this game with a 14-5 record and a 4-3 conference record. Ole Miss sitting at 10-9 with a 2-5 conference record. They just played a game actually yesterday on Monday. They're playing 3 games in 5 days. They had a rescheduled COVID game, and they had actually a nice upset victory over Florida, 70-54. Florida was down a couple key players, but in this game, Ruffin went off for Ole Miss. He had 21 points. I'll talk about him here in a second, but that's a nice win for Ole Miss, but it's a huge hit for the Gators. Gators losing at Ole Miss. The thing is, Ole Miss has not been that well. If you look at their last games before Florida, they lost to Mississippi State, Missouri, Auburn, Texas A&M. They beat Mississippi State, but then before that, they lost to teams like Samford, Western Kentucky. It's been a rough season for the Rebels. Now, some things that they do good, though, is they have some good players who force a good amount of steals. One of those being Deshawn Ruffin. Ruffin averaging 11 points per game on the season with 3.6 assists. He had 2 steals against Mississippi State, 4 against Missouri. Arkansas has sometimes had a lot of turnovers, so we got to watch that. But he's averaging 2.4 steals per game on the season so far. Ruffin back from injury the last few games. Now, Jarkel Joyner has been out with an injury. He will not play against Arkansas. But like I was saying, additionally, they've got Matthew Morrell. Morrell, 9.8 points per game in the season. He's the points leader on this team because other guys have been missing due to injuries and such. Against Florida last night, Morrell ended up having 20 points as well, 8 for 12 from the floor. Arkansas will likely play a lot of guard ball against those two in defense. Now, Ruffin is a mainly point guard. He's 5'9", 160, so that does open up the door. Chris likes to guard him at 5'7", is a lot easier. I do expect, though, the point guard to be guarding him. And Morrell's a bit taller at 6'4". You'll see a lot of switching with Devo, Tony, and maybe some Amude on him additionally. Tony's been an excellent defender the last few games for Arkansas. Now, when you watch Ole Miss, some things they do well, like I said, they have a high steal percentage. They actually guard the three surprisingly well. Their defense is the better part of their team. Like I said, guard the three pretty well. They crash the boards at a pretty good rate additionally. But something they don't do that good is just guard shots that are just from two. And D1 basketball, they're ranked 274th in field goal percentage from two. And Arkansas is a team that takes a lot of two top. I think 60 in the nation in twos last time I checked, somewhere around there. Arkansas takes a lot of twos, and they make a lot of them, so that's a nice matchup for Arkansas. Now, Ole Miss isn't necessarily like a super tall lineup either. Them without Joyner, though, is a huge hit. Joyner, one of the top guards in the SEC at a 6'1", 180. Before his injury this season, he was putting up 15, 12, 9, 13, 20. They've been struggling without him this season. Kermit Davis at Ole Miss has ruined a lot of games. He's able to make a game scrappy. There's a lot of teams in the SEC that don't necessarily compete, for the title, for the tournament, but they're able to make games ugly and pull off wins here, and Arkansas does not need to lose this one. Speaking of Arkansas, though, for this game, I do expect the same lineup: JD, Tone, Amude, Wade, Williams. Williams been huge for Arkansas, like I said, double-double averaging over the last 5 games. Arkansas has won 4 of those. Additionally, the thing with Arkansas, Note playing point guard has been huge. Devo running some shooting guard. Tony running that sometimes. Additionally, especially in the bigger lineup when you play Tony and Amude. Williams running power forward has been huge, and then Williams taking all the time at center. Wade running some when he's off the bench, and Connor's seen a little bit of playing time, but he hasn't looked that great in his moments. But Musselman seems to get him opportunities. Now, outside of those starting 5 guys I expect off the bench, you've Devo Davis, Chris Likes, Kamani Johnson if he plays. Kamani Johnson, his numbers are both under 4 rebounds and points per game. I know Arkansas's stats are kind of, I guess, different because the roster has changed in, the lineup and what guys are used. But that is something to note. Arkansas is going to have Kamani Johnson in this game. Additionally, when you look at the advantage for Arkansas, having the more rest, 2 games in 5 days is certainly better than 3 games in 5 days. They have a little bit of fresh legs advantage. Points per game leader, though, is JD Note at 18.6 per game. Rebounds, Jalen Williams. The thing is here, you've got to have Jalen Williams play at that high level he's been doing all season because that's the reason that Arkansas is winning. Now, what to expect for this game? It'll be a tough game. Road games have always been a struggle for Arkansas this season. In general, Arkansas has also made it close with teams that they should beat by more. And, playing road teams is always hard in college basketball. You never want to underestimate that. But I do expect Arkansas to pull off a close win. I'll talk about that in my prediction. Now, keys for Arkansas to get the win here. Like I said, Jalen Williams playing at that high level he's been doing this season. You've got to have JD Note avoid foul trouble but still be effective. Additionally, you want him to optimally be a high scorer. He can be a volume shooter and a high scorer, like we saw 17 points against Texas A&M despite shooting 6 for 21 off the field. Devo Davis, Chris Likes, anybody coming off the bench, huge advantage there. Devo's been playing better the last game against Texas A&M. He looked a lot better than some other performances Again, that goes to limiting turnovers as a team, though. Debo playing a lot more off ball, I think, kind of helps